Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Little. I'm here today with the 51st week of weeklypokerhand.com, where today I'm going to be going over a relatively short stacked hand I played in a $50 buy-in online tournament recently. As you see, we're starting off with only 12 big blinds, so we're not going to have too many options available, but you still should think of all of them. First, we could limp. Well, the first option is we could fold, which is, of course, insane. The second option is we can limp. And if I do elect to limp here, you have to know someone behind you is going to shove and then or raise and then still give you action, and that's not necessarily the case. Whenever you do a limp re-raise, what often is going to happen is you're going to win the blinds plus a small raise, and that's not what you want at all. You want to get all the money in here. We could go all in. If I go all in, if anybody behind me has anything great, like, probably nines or better or ace queen or better, they're probably going to call and we're going to get it in good most of the time. However, it's really tough for someone behind me to have one of those hands, so that makes that play not too great as well. So the only other play that makes sense is to make a regular raise. And in this situation, you want to make as small of a raise as possible, because whenever you are bluffing in these spots, you want to get... or you want to be able to fold, and also you want your opponents to continue in this hand when they are thoroughly dominated. So, like, you want to raise here to an amount that someone behind you can call with Queen 10 because he wants to see a cheap flop or something like that. So I do make a raise. You guys can't see it, my card's in the way, but I do make it 500 here. That is the absolute minimum. And we get one caller who's also short stacked. And whenever another short stack calls, you should always be a little bit aware that they may have a strong hand, because he should probably just shove here. You very rarely want to be putting in, what is this, like a sixth of a stack, because you are going to have to fold post-flop a decent amount of the time. So the flop comes, 9-8-6. Of course, this is not the best flop in the world, because we'd lose now to 9s, 8s, 6s. 10s has a gut shot, and if he has kings or aces, we're still beat. So we actually do lose to a lot of hands at this point. However, we still need to make a bet, and you want to make a bet that may induce your opponent to do something silly, while still cutting down on his immediate pot odds. And right here, if we were to bet, say, well, let's take a look at what we started the flop with. We had 2,500 chips. We want to bet an amount where he thinks we can still fold while still not giving him great odds. So you don't want to bet something like 500, because your opponent can then call with something like ace-7 or ace-8 and not really be making much of an error. So you have to ask yourself, can your opponent actually have ace-7 or ace-8? And I think you'd be surprised at how often they do show up with a hand like that. So I think you do need to bet more than that. You need to bet something like 750. That way you can easily shove the turn as well. Notice you want to set your stack up such that you always have less than a pot size bet going to the river. So if you bet 750 here, as we do, if your opponent calls, there's going to be 3,000 in the pot. We're going to have 1,800 behind, and we're going to easily be able to shove the turn or the river. Probably the turn. I think I said river just a second ago. Misspeaking left and right today. So anyways, I do like a bet. I think it's a good play, and I think it may induce our opponent to do something silly, because he may look at this and think, well, he has 1,700 left, he can still fold. So of course we call off, and sure enough, our opponent does do something silly, and we get him in drawing almost dead, but he got saved by the turn in the river, and we end up chopping it up. So that's that for this week. While I have you guys here, I want to talk about my new clothing line. It's called 3Bet. You can check it out at 3bet.com. We have an excellent team of professional poker players, including myself, Antonio Sfondiari, Brian Rast, Scott Clements, Jason Kuhn, Doc Sands, and it's an excellent clothing line. I definitely trust in the stuff. If you guys are watching this, I believe you can get a discount by using code WPT, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, just email them. They'll probably give you a 10% discount. We're currently shipping worldwide, and I believe they have some sale items now, because we are currently coming out with a lot of new, comfortable gear that I helped design and the other pros helped design. We made the clothes like we wanted them, and now the brand's doing pretty well. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out, 3bet.com. And that is all I have for this week. This has been Jonathan Little. Thanks for watching.